In this video, we're going to talk about topic 6.1 and 6.2 again. We're going to be looking at Riemann sums with tables again. This time it looks like we are doing a midpoint Riemann sum, and it tells us that we're going to use 4 subintervals. So I need to break this table up into 4 subintervals, which I obviously have more than that. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And typically with a midpoint, you'll see that because you're going to be using the value that's exactly in the middle. So I'm going to go MRAM, and I'm going to set up for 4. Okay, so I'm going to pick the value that's in the middle. So I'm going to pick, this is the height, but the distance in between I'm going to use is between 0 and 6. So it would be 6. And then this one in the middle between 6 and 10, the height is going to be 12. And then the distance I'm going to use is between 6 and 10, which is 4. And then let's see, my next height that's in between 10 and 18 is going to be the 17. And then the distance in between those is going to be 8. And then finally, my height in between 18 and 20 is 22. And my distance in between there would be 2. So again, I hit all the buttons, I add it all up, I multiply it out, I get 282. Finally, we're going to look at a trapezoidal approximation, which of course is going to be a little bit crazier because it is a trapezoid, and this one looks like it's got a lot of subintervals here. So let's count up how many I have to start writing the skeleton of this problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know I'm going to do the area of the trapezoid. And I'm going to set up for 6. Okay, and I know I divide them all by 2 because it's a trapezoid. And then I'm going to set up for my heights. This should be fairly simple because we did it like this exact way, kind of with the tables when we were doing the ones that were from the function. All right, so it doesn't really matter which side I start from. I'm going to go ahead and start from the left. So my first distance in between is 15, and then I'm going to use the heights of 4 and 5. My next distance in between looks like it's 10, and then I'm going to use the heights of 5 and 7. And then my next distance in between is 5, and I'm going to use the heights of 7 and 9. My next distance in between is 5. I'm going to use the heights of 9 and 12. Haven't used black yet. My next distance in between is 15. Use the heights of 12 and 18. And then finally, we'll use the sparkly green. Oh, I already used the sparkly green. Let's use the aqua. So the distance in between is 10, and my heights are 18 and 21. And of course, I could factor out the 1/2. I could add them up. I am going to go ahead and just add them up using my calculator. When I get to all that added up, I end up with 640.